So, I wanted to take you guys through basically like it's Saturday. This is my content day. I love it too. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite just parts of my job, I guess you could say. It's just putting together the strategy for the content that I'm about to put out. Cause I just love it because it's a new opportunity every time, right? Like you never know when one post you do is gonna go viral or something like that. And I just think it's fun to plan it out, I love writing, so this is when I get a lot of writing done. Trying to find a good spot for this damn camera. Yeah, so I love writing, and so I get to do a lot of writing, and it's just like, you really just get into that flow. Like, I'll just come here, just type out ideas all day, and what I do is I've got this Word document. I'm not gonna act like this is the perfect strategy, and I don't have a million followers, so maybe it's not. But it's a work in progress every time, which is cool. Like, I've got this Word doc that I started in November. It's called 1110 Content Calendar, because I started it that week. Because what I do is I batch my content. So I want to get everything for the week done on Saturday so that during the week I can focus on other things. And it's just less stressful, because if you want to grow your social media, you got to show up. If you want to have true followers, true fans, you got to give them value every day. And that's something I truly believe in. And in order to do that, you got to be prepared, because I've been in that spot where it's like, shit, I don't have anything to post. I don't know what to say. And that's like the most stressful situation of all time. So if you get a strategy laid out, at least I have the framework. Like, I'm not going to lie and say like I finish everything every Saturday and I don't even think about it during the week, because that's wrong. Like, I have the framework down, and then some days I'll switch things up. I like to keep it flexible, because some days something will hit me where I won't really want to write about something. I really want to post about it, and I do. And then there's other times where I'll write it on Saturday, and that day comes, I'll review the post, and I'll be like, I need to switch a few things up. But if you can just get the framework down and kind of just, that just makes life so much easier. So basically all I do is I write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I put down what my posts are going to be. Like, and for me, it helps to have like kind of a set framework. And I don't know how anyone else does it, but that just helps me like stay focused. Like, I know Monday I'm gonna do a picture of me with a quote on it. So just for some motivation quote pick. And I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but I'll come up with that quote. I'll create the graphic, and then I'll do my best to write out the caption. So Monday is gonna be motivation quote pick, and then my second podcast picture, because I've already got Sundays lined up, which is Sunday I drop an info. I've been changing this up lately. I'll drop an infographic, or like repost a post from the person that I'm having on my podcast. I'll do that first thing, and then I'll drop the podcast image of theirs that I create for them. And then Monday, motivation quote pick. And then I'll do the second podcast image, which I always do a picture of them with a quote on it from their podcast. Sometimes I'll do I'll do like the sound bite, but those honestly haven't been hitting very well. I don't know why. I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, that's Monday, and then Tuesday. Yeah, they haven't been hitting very well because I thought they were dope, and then right when I figure out how to do them, no one cares. I don't know. It is different because I have a podcast on my personal page, and so I don't always post pictures of myself. I post pictures of the people on my podcast to promote the podcast. And a lot of these pictures don't involve me because I haven't met them in person. And what I do notice is that like pictures of me get way more engagement. But you know, I'm trying to grow the podcast, and I still think there's value in showing other people's messages. So Tuesday I'll do infographic. I've been trying to get an infographic every morning just to have 2 posts a day. So I'll do Tuesday infographic, and I'll do a picture of me, caption a topic from the podcast. So that's what I've been trying to do to promote the podcast a little more, is, you know, because I have to listen to it and edit it and blah blah blah. So I'll listen to it, and whatever theme that I get from it, I'll just try and expand on that topic and what I think. And at the start, I'll always say like, you know, like last week it was, do you have to love fitness to work out? That'll be the caption, and I'll say, you know, me and Carter Good had a great conversation about this. Check out the podcast if you want to hear more. Boom. And then I'll talk about it. Just to always keep that, always reference back to that, and have that on people's minds. Because if they enjoy reading that, oh shoot, I want to hear what they really talked about, you know? It's just another way to get people listening. So Wednesday, infographic. And then Easy Wins Wednesday. Video. Thursday. Infographic. And yeah, the Easy Wins Wednesday video, something I just started recently. I wanted, you know, my thing is easy wins, and I realized sometimes I get away from giving people those tactical easy wins. Like, what can I fucking go do? You talk about these easy wins. What is one I can go get? And I'm a big fan of comedy, so I try to make them funny, and just make them simple. You know, like last week was rack your weights, because by not doing that, you're actually missing out on some decent strength you could be building, right? Like my thing's easy wins. If you just racked your weights every time versus not, over a year span, like that's gonna add up. So I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but that's what today is for. That's what I'll come up with. Thursday, infographic. And then I've been doing like throwback clips from my podcast just to say like, hey, I've had this person on. If you're a new follower, go listen to this episode. And I don't know, they haven't done like super well, but I think it's still good. I mean, and listen, I'm not claiming to be an expert on any of this. These are just my thoughts. These are just like I said, these are just my thoughts going into it. And it's all really a test. I don't think, I'll tell you right now, they're not like doing crazy compared to my other content, but I still think it's good as awareness, right? Like I did this week, I did a throwback clip of my podcast with Amanda Bucci. And I was like, it's not gonna hurt, even if people don't necessarily click like on it, it's not gonna hurt that they know that she was on my podcast. There's an episode out there, It just creates awareness and social proof. So I'm thinking about just doing a Throwback Thursday clip and another post. So I'll probably do that for Thursday. Just so that I'm making sure I'm adding a lot of value. Because if you're not liking it and I still want to do it, I gotta have a justification there. Because that's clearly saying that I'm not adding enough value to you guys. So if I'm gonna do it, I better like make up for it. So maybe like picture of me. Maybe I'll do a workout clip. Workout video. Friday. Friday's the solo podcast that I always drop. So it'll be infographic. Solo pod. Saturday, I try and get like I'm on this YouTube challenge clearly, but I try and do like my best episode for YouTube. I try and do that on Saturdays, and then I'll post like a picture relevant to it and point people to that episode. Not that any of these videos are bad, but just like if I have worked out with an influencer or something, that'll be the one for Saturday. Just the ones that I think will get more people wanting to watch it. So Saturday, I'll always just start out with an infographic and then YouTube cover photo. And then Sunday, infographic of podcast. And I don't know, man, I'm thinking like, sometimes I think the podcast images, like I might step up. I'm gonna work to step up to 3 posts a day. It's tough because like the podcast picture for Instagram, like it's not necessarily adding direct value to people. Like you don't look at this and say like this helped me. It's pointing you somewhere else. And so I'm not adding direct value there. And I want to make sure that I'm making up for that. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the process. I actually have to figure out what I'm going to post today for my post right now in like 30 minutes. So I'm going to go do that. Appreciate you guys.